Okay guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Now specifically there is a clip, or a GIF I should say, going around that shows Tom Holland in a costume for Spider-Man. Now a lot of people are trying to pass this off as him on the set of Spider-Man Homecoming, which this is not. This is actually from Civil War. Now, obviously, the main thing you're going to notice in this, and what's throwing a lot of people off, is the suit. The suit looks different. It has a lot of the elements that we saw that were part and that were very prominent in the suit we saw in Civil War, but it also does have a few little changes that are in here that can show you, what this suit does differently, I guess you could say. So right off when you look at it, let's start looking at the side, which obviously we want to focus around the shoulder blade area. Just looking at it, one look can tell you that it obviously does not have the V shape that the Civil War suit had. Which will obviously lead us to the other point, which is if you look at the webbing. The webbing on the suit he wears on the set photo is actually raised. The webbing you see on the Civil War suit is not. Now the webbing on the Civil War suit definitely has some depth to it, but it's going on inwards and not outwards to give it this pop that it has, more like the classic ones we saw in the Amazing Spider-Man and the Sam Raimi trilogy. Now let's jump on over to the front of the suit. Where we look at it, we quite clearly see a very different logo than the one we got in the movie. Which, when you compare them, quite clearly very different. The one on the suit he was wearing on the set has a more classic logo. And now you're obviously going to notice the white bands around his wrist and the bottom of his arm, right around the bottom of the bicep muscle. Now, these are used for, of course, for CG and CG placement. This is commonplace in Hollywood right now. But I'm going to try to describe to you guys why they were using this and why they were doing this. So Spider-Man was a very late addition to the game. They were already well on the way of establishing how the character in the movie of Captain America and everything was going to flow. When he was added, they were already way in pre-production, so clearly they didn't have the suit designed or anything. This suit right here was a mock-up design of what they finally wanted. Now obviously while they worked it over, you could see that the design changed throughout the course of the movie. And we got the MCU design we got in the end. But obviously the suit they had on the set was not the final design. Now when you really think about it, and when you think about how they did that, it makes a lot of sense. Because when you look at Spider-Man in the actual movie, he looks very CG-ish, specifically if you watch him in the highest resolution possible. Now this is one of those things where obviously he was on set, he was in costume, but there's CG going on over the suit because they wanted to make subtle changes, and that's why those CG bands are there. So there it is, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, me kind of describing to you what the purpose of this is, why this suit looks the way it does, what they changed about it, and some of the other things, and so you're quite clearly confident that this isn't the suit for Spider-Man Homecoming.